Righty, it is about that time again that we are live with the fourth race of the Platinum Porsche Racing Championship. We have been out for quite a while. That's due to me having some health issues, but hey, we're back on it. Yeah, exciting times in the Porsche Championship. As we can see now, Vincent in the lead with a very, very small margin. We have the standings, and the standings are as follows. After 3 races, it's Oscar Frederickson in the lead with quite a convincing lead. 133 points against the 77 from Lasse in second place. For second place, it's quite close in the championship. Third is Tim. He is only 6 points behind Lasse. Toby is 3 points behind him, as is Winston. And Dustin Schmidt is 1 point behind those two. Then we have both on 63 points, Thomas Jensen and Louis Belecke. Mark Koida is in P9 with 60 points, 52 points, both for Gavin Sanders and David Wasserman. P12, Renato Matias, 51 points. Then 3 drivers on 46 points, Mirko Bortolotti, Jonas Vena and Vincent Usems. That's the top 15. So now we will be moving on to the team championship. And the team championship is as follows. It's quite close there as well. Velocity Online Racing in first place. Second is Color Shock Racing Team, 165 points. And 2 points behind that is Eibach Sim Racing Team 1. And then only 8 points behind that with 155 points is Platinum Racing Team Blue. Eibach Sim Racing Team 2 is in 5th with 139 points and 111 points for Gazax Racing Team. In 6th, 8th is then Ignium Motorsports, 92 points. Then P9 is Platinum Racing Team Red, 88 points. 51 points for Atlantic Motorsports, Destino Motorsports, 45 points. And Snail's Pace, 23. Last Lap Motorsports is 11 points. Those are the rankings for before this race. Now we will look at the current race. So we are done with this. We have, of course, Vincent in the lead right now. 69 thousandths of a second in the lead ahead of Thomas Jensen. And then in 4th is our championship leader quite convincingly, so he can have a worse result. Go Eibach, yes, of course. They are in 3rd in the championship, so quite close to the top. It's only 2 points to get second place for Eibach Sim Racing Team 1. We have out on track at the moment from Velocity Online Racing, Oscar Frederickson. A lot of time left in.
It's alright if we dedicate the last 3 minutes of this session to a practice race start.
If we are, if I'm correct, yes I am. That means that Oscar is in 4th, and that is the only driver for that team. Then we have both Tim and Lewis for Color Shock Racing Team, and we have Cameron Haas and for Color Shock Racing Team as well. Oh, as both of them touch, both the teammates collide, which isn't ideal. First rule in racing, always avoid hitting your teammate. Oh, as he has some practice donuts. We are today at the beautiful Hungaroring. Only 2 minutes left to this practice session until we go into qualifying. Let's run through all the drivers. Winston Eckel. For Platinum Racing Team Blue. Mornings Heister, also Platinum Racing Team Blue. Renato Matias for I think this is the correct one, isn't it? For some reason it isn't. Mornings, from him we expect a lot today. Winston Eckel, of course, super talent from Platinum Racing Team Blue. Yes, we are at the Hungaroring in Hungary. A very difficult track to overtake on, I can say. I've had some experience here myself. It is definitely a very difficult track to overtake on. I don't know if my mic at the right. Yes, I think it is now. It should be. It shouldn't be too loud, but I'm also quite hearable, I think. As we hear, I think, a spinner in the background. And we saw a spinner in the background. As we now go on to the most exciting thing of the weekend, I think, which is qualifying. Thomas Jensen is out on track. Second place he is. As we see, Thomas Jensen is gonna be the first one to come over the line. This is the man we are all wanna watch, Oscar Frederickson. Not out on track yet, our championship leader. This is the man who set the fastest lap time in practice today. This is, of course, the super talent from Platinum Racing Team Blue. Frederickson is currently out of the pits. We'll go on board with Thomas Jensen. As he's going to start his first lap now. A good exit out of the last corner. As he heads down towards T1. Braking at, I think, the 150, between the 150 and 100 board. Clips the apex on the inside. Then sector 1. I can't see it here. So Thomas Jensen, of course, purple in Sector 1. But that gets beaten by the man behind him, Lewis, who is now going purple. Winston also green in the first sector. What is Vincent gonna do in the first sector? I think Vincent is purple. Yes, Vincent has a purple first sector. Jensen, what can he do from being first out there? It's not usually the position you want to be in, because the track is not all rubbered in from the guys that are in front of you. You don't really get the slipstream effect. Oh, he has a big moment exit of the second Charlotte burner, and now we move on to Lewis, who was behind him. Cameron Haas behind him. Both from the Color Shock Racing team. As we see Vincent with 2 purple sectors. As Lewis is now gonna set the first lap time of today. Rounding off the last corner, and it is gonna be a... We can't see yet. Update a 1:47.79 for the man behind him. Haas beat that, but Lewis, his lap time didn't count. And we have Vincent with a 46.16. A very, very fast lap time. Behind that we have Oscar Frederickson currently on a lap. He is only green. His first sector was quite some time off from Vincent, as he now heads into the last sector. Only 2 corners to go now before he rounds off his first lap. Vincent again going purple in the first sector. Can he improve further is the question. Oscar Frederickson is going to come across the line to put in a time of... It did count, 1:53.37. He can definitely go a lot faster. Vincent, oh, absolutely on the edge there, if maybe not a little bit over it. Not his best middle sector time. On board with Vincent. Its lap time is not gonna improve again. Oh, it does. 45.86 is the lap time from Vincent now. Can he improve again is the question though. Behind him it's Cameron Haas, who also set a personal best lap time. Oscar Frederickson behind him. He is improving though. Not too far off in the first sector. Only 3 tenths lost there. Second sector. He lost quite a lot of time there. But he can still make something of this. Yeah, he again loses a second there. So that's already 1.3 seconds lost to the lap time of Vincent. What can Oscar do in the last sector? Last sector from Vincent wasn't quite optimal. We know how fast Vincent can be. It is with a purple sector time. It is a 46.88 from Oscar Frederickson, which puts him into 5th. Not too far behind. As we look on further to Marningsheister with his first, let's say his first competitive lap. Right behind Vincent, in front of him, following his lines. Goes a bit wide, then Cuts back across on the exit to get a good exit out onto the straight. His lap time is going to be a 47.192, which puts him into 6th in the standings. Tim also improving. The man behind that, the super talent from Platinum Racing Team Blue, Winston Eckel, he is going to put in a lap time of 1:46.66, which puts him up to 5th. But can he improve further? A man who is improving further is Oscar Frederickson. He is improving now in the 2nd sector, way closer to the lap time of Vincent. He had a purple sector last time out in the 3rd. Is he gonna repeat that now? He can really use that. No, he doesn't. 47.4, which isn't too bad. It puts him in front of Winston Eckel, 46.4. But we have Lewis behind that, also improving. Not the best middle sector time from him, but his first sector time was looking good. But he has backed out of it. Vincent now on an outlap as we have a spinner, an Eibach car in the background. And no, a yellow flag for that, but no real harm done to people that are on a fast lap. Monis has to also improving. Sven Merckx is also quite a fast boy. Let's see what he can do. The Platinum Racing Team, a red racer from Limburg, together with Vincent. What is his time gonna be? Jeff in front of him, 1:49, but Sven Merckx is gonna come across the line to put in a 1:47.45. He is gonna look to improve that as Winston improves in the background to a 1:46.45. So now Dennis is also improving. He is rounding off the last corner now to put in a lap time of... Is it gonna do any harm? No, it doesn't. 46.72. Sven Merckx, he is improving. He needs to. Winston Eckel behind that. Winston is 6th, but still improving. What can Winston make of this as we have only 5 minutes left in this qualifying session? Sven Merckx definitely needs to improve. Oh, he has a lot of oversteer there, and there goes his lap. He was on a way better lap, and Sven Merckx again doesn't improve. Winston Eckel then, what is he doing? Oh, absolutely on the edge there. Winston throwing the car around. As he is now gonna round off the last corner. As he comes onto the straight, he is going to put in a lap time of, with a purple last sector, a lap time of 46.21. But the man behind him, Vincent, is improving as well with a purple first sector time. Is this then going to be the lap that is going to put him on pole position? Doesn't seem like it. He's going wide in the last turn. He cuts back, and I think he's going to go for one more lap. He sacrificed this lap, 64.3. As he now goes on to do probably his shot at the pole position. I'll keep an eye out on the times. Definitely improving. by quite a bit. Tim behind him is also improving, so maybe he needs to improve. Tim only 3.5 tenths behind. But it's Vincent not with a purple first sector, but it's close. Oh, quite a big snap there on the exit of the chicane. What can Tim do in front of him? He was quite a capable racer. We've seen a lot from him in the last races. For Color Shock Racing Team, he's gonna put his car, as Vincent has a purple middle sector again. But Tim, what is Tim gonna do here? You don't need all purple sectors to put the car on pole position. Oh, and he does put it on pole position. 45.862. That is the exact same lap time as Vincent to the thousands, but Vincent behind that goes faster with a 1:45.44, absolutely destroying his opposition. That was a great lap from Tim, putting him into pole position or provisional pole, but then Vincent got back to him with a banger of a lap time, 1:45.44. Behind that, Oscar Frederickson improving to 4th, 46.074. And at the moment, it seems like no one is improving really, as Vincent is now gonna round off his last lap. So now on board with Winston Eckel. What can he do? One last time around the Circuit de Hungaroring, but he bottles it going into the first hairpin there. Thomas Jensen, what can he do for his team? Also Frederickson not with his best first sector time there. But it's not too far off of what Vincent did in his pole position lap. Only 6 thousandths, but that is qualifying for you. And with qualifying wrapped up, let's go on to the starting grid, where we have Vincent on pole position with
No standing start.
Tim in second.
It's not a fucking standing start, what?
Third is Lasse, fourth is Oscar.
Really?
Fifth is Thomas Jensen, sixth is Winston Eckel, 7 Lewis, 8th is Dennis, 9th is Marnix Heister, and 10th is Cameron Haas, 11th is Renato Matias, Sven Merckx is in 12th, and 13th is Jeff Destino. Those are all the drivers and how they are gonna line up.
Don't worry though, you checked everything.
Let's see what the drivers can make of it. It's quite interesting how qualifying went. I don't think anyone expected Vincent to put in such a dominant lap time. Frederickson, the championship leader, is in 4th. As we are now gonna pull away with the pace car. It's a rolling start, which we all, I think, weren't expecting. But it's how it goes. We'll look on to our pole position man, Vincent. What is he gonna do for the first race of this evening? As it's gonna be Vincent who's leading the pack, and it's green, green, green for the first race of the Porsche Platinum Racing Championship, and it's Vincent with a good start. But it is Tim behind him, who's looking to go around the outside. He doesn't. Very close into T1. But they all keep close. This is now down the inside. It's Lasse with a beautiful move down the inside. That puts Tim back into third position, as he is now going to try and go around the outside of Lasse. Doesn't work. Behind that, it's Oscar Frederickson, who's now around the outside for this corner. You can't really go side by side through here without someone going off track. Unless someone is sensible. Down the inside here is, I think, not something you can do, but he is going to try it down the inside here. Both drivers stay alive, but now he's going to have to watch out behind him. Winston Eckel can now attack him from behind. Can he slot in? Yes, he can. And it is all settled down a bit. Cameron Haas is fighting with Dennis, or I think with Lewis. It's Cameron now fighting ahead, it says. I don't think that's right. Thomas Jensen, yes, that is right. But behind that is Cameron with Lewis. They are maybe gonna swap. It looks like Lewis has the better pace in the beginning stage of the race. Yes, there is the swap from both drivers. Morningsheister, oh, with a bit of a mare there. That is not the start Mornings was hoping of, and he toes back to the pit, sadly. Currently it's right in front, it's Vincent with a quite comfortable lead, almost a second going, it is a second going onto the straight, and that is going to do him a favor with the slipstream. 49.684 is the lap time he has put in. Behind that it's Haas defending off Dennis Pigbrena behind them. Oh, it looks like Cameron now has the better pace against Lewis. Looks like he needed some time to settle in. I think with a beautiful livery, Colderstruck Racing team. These guys are fighting for the lead in the Constructors' Championship, which currently is held by Velocity Online Racing, which is almost a one-man show with Oscar Frederickson. That man is crazy fast. But it looks like everything has kind of settled down in this first race. It's Winston Eckel with Jeff Destino, and now Winston Eckel is in last place. They have swapped. It looks like, or haven't they? No, they haven't. Winston has actually gained a position there from Renato Matias, and now he's gonna try and overtake his teammate Sven Merckx, or his teammate, his sister team. It's Sven Merckx. Sven struggling in qualifying and practice. But it looks like we have a real fight in our hands here for first position. Lasse Grosch against Vincent Ossens. Vincent had the pace in qualifying, but looks to struggle a bit in the race conditions. Can he hold off Lasse behind him? Those guys really neck and neck. Last lap time 4/10 quicker for Lasse behind him. And behind those two we have Tim. Oh, with a spinner as he goes off. And that gives Oscar Frederickson third place. That is not a good outing. And now the three Colderstruck Racing Team cars are together, which they of course didn't hope. And there goes a beautiful third place for Tim. That is quite sad to see, as now Lewis in front of him also has enough moment. That is also going to slow Cameron Haas down. He is not going to be quite as happy with that from his teammate. All the Colderstruck Racing Team cars are quite struggling here. Sven Merckx behind that, lurking in the background. Winston Eckel defending from Sven Merckx. But he gives him the position and says, boy, go on and chase them down. Chase them down ahead of you. Winston Eckel, I'm going to say it again, a talent from Platinum Racing Team Blue. They are really counting on him to do well. But currently it's Thomas Jensen doing the best for Platinum Racing Team Blue. It looks like Vincent isn't struggling as much anymore. He just had to find his rhythm. It's 8/10 now to Lasse behind him. He has picked up the pace last lap. It's now 3/10 to the good for Vincent that last lap. 7 still, Cameron Haas, which is very close with his teammate. He's been close to someone the whole race. These cars are, I think this is the best livery in the series, or at least tonight. The purple really stands out. Yeah. It isn't quite a color shock, that is for sure, but it is a damn good livery. And whoever has made that has done a really, really good job on it. Back to the racing. Vincent now 1 second clear of Lasse in front of him. Oscar Frederickson behind him, lurking in the background. He just needs to get some good finishes in this weekend to at least keep his lead in the championship, because nothing is safe coming into this round. It could still all end up with only, I think, 6 points between P1 and P2 if Oscar doesn't finish in the points in both races. Second at the moment in the Drivers' Championship is Lasse, so he's doing a damn good job of catching up on that. Vincent is also gonna make a big jump up to, I think if he can keep this up, he can make a jump up to, I think, even P5 in the championship. P5 is definitely, or P4 is definitely on in the championship for him. But I think every fan's favorite is this man who is in third at the moment, keeping a very consistent pace. Last lap was 5/10 quicker than the man ahead of him, Lasse, so he is catching. Frederickson with a convincing pace, but it's Winston Eckel, the super talent from Platinum Racing Team Blue, with 2 purple sectors, or 3 purple sectors even. Absolutely on it. Catching up to Cameron Haas. He is gonna try and do his best to defend off from Winston to help his teammate Tim in front of him, or Lewis, but he is not gonna be able to hold on long. As Winston now has the exit, but this straight is quite short. Is he gonna try and launch something down the inside for the first turn? He is gonna pull out of the slipstream. He's gonna look down the inside. He does not, but that makes Cameron, oh, that makes him nervous. But he has the exit. Cameron, can he come back in the next corner? No, he does not. That was some beautiful pressurizing by Winston, and he's up to 7th now. He had quite a terrible start of this race, but he's now up to 7th. Bit of damage limitation already done. Only 1 position to move himself up into 6th where he started. Lewis is right in front of him, only 8/10 ahead of him. Can he do something this lap? Vincent 3/10 quicker again last lap. And Lasse and Oscar were to the 100th the same. They were in the 1,000 slower. But it's really this man that is putting up a show from the back of the grid, I think. He's had a terrible start, and after a terrible start he has had an absolute heck of a drive to get back up to P7 and even maybe 6 in a minute. With over halfway in this race now, he has 10 minutes left to get himself up into P5, which isn't too far ahead of him. Only 3 seconds. But he first has to get past Lewis in front of him. He has the pace, he knows that. It's just that when is he gonna be able to attack? As they both round off the first corner again. Winston now definitely in the slipstream. Winston Eckel, someone to look out for in all race classes. He is fast in every car he drives. And at the head of the race, it's Vincent. This man is doing a really, really good job for the championship here. Is he a man that can challenge Oscar Frederickson to the end of the championship? We do have a lot of rounds left. We have 8 races in this championship, so after this race we are halfway there. So that is still enough time for Vincent to catch up. But first, he has to win this race, and he is doing that. But behind him is Oscar Frederickson lurking in the background there. And in front of Oscar is Lasse, who has had quite a similar lap time to Vincent. Vincent is just such a consistent driver. .46.82, tenths. Lost last lap there from Vincent. Jensen with a personal best. As meanwhile we are on board now with Vincent Ossems. You would believe from both his names that he would be French, but he definitely isn't. Man is a pure Dutchie. So we look now onto someone else as well. Winston Eckel absolutely pressurizing now Lewis. What can Lewis do here? So we have the sectors here. Quite a useful overlay this. Oh, and they are so close. They're matching. But Vincent is just a little bit faster everywhere. Is he now going to be able to do something on this straight? He's going to line his car up to make the best of this. In the slipstream he is. He's going to pull out now to the outside. Is he going to break him around the outside? He definitely has the exit for the next straight, and he does prepare himself well. Is he now going to be able to do something around the outside or maybe down the inside for the next corner? He is going to have to try it around the outside. Is he going to hang around there? It's going to be a brilliant move if he is going to be able to make this one stick, and he does down the inside here. Are they going to leave each other enough room? Next corner is to the left, and it's very tight to go through there side by side, so he backs out of it. Winston, first attack denied by Lewis, and he's doing his teammate ahead of him, Tim, a favor and a half by keeping Winston behind him. 5 minutes left in this race, and I think at this point Winston is gonna have to be quick with it. Is he gonna try it down the inside? Yes, he is. Oh, and they have contact around the outside now because the next corner is to the right. He's gonna have to go off track there, but the next corner is to the inside for him. He has the better, and he is finally done it. Up into 60 goes, and now he can chase down Tim ahead of him. There was some contact there, but I think that is fair racing from both of them. He was quicker than, or Tim was quicker than Winston ahead of him. Oh, but Lewis is going to try and do something down the inside. Winston has to get clear of him now, because this is costing him a lot of time. As we have at the front of the field, currently, we have a battle for second. That is a tight one. I think Lasse has made a mistake there in the first corner, because he was 7/10 behind him. We're gonna look at the first sector time from both of the guys. No, it looks like, yes, Lasse was even faster than Vincent ahead of him. 4/10 in the first sector. So it's really both Oscar and Lasse that are catching up to Vincent. Vincent not quite having the pace. A little bit of an oversteer moment there for Lasse in P2. But Oscar is catching up to him in no time. Winston is gonna have to make up 4.5 seconds to get to Tim in front of him. I don't think he's gonna be able to do that without without Tim making a mistake. As we now have Lewis. Has he made a mistake? I think he did. And did he take... What do we have here? What happened? Oh, it was on his own that he crashed. Oh, just touching the grass on the outside. That is sad. So we go back to live. So now as we have Oscar Frederickson right behind him here, and he's gonna try something in corner 2 here. He's gonna try something down the inside. No, he's not quite close enough this time around. Sven Merckx also making up places like it's nothing. Winston Eckel, the wonder talent from Platinum Racing Team Blue. Looks like he's going to be beaten by his own teammate. But Vincent, he is fast. He is very fast. Fast and consistent, which is something that is deadly. Yes, we are looking at Oscar Frederickson here. He is in third at the moment, absolutely chasing down Lasse in front of him. 6/10 between him, as Lasse has a moment there on the exit. He does feel the pressure from Oscar. Is Oscar gonna be able to do something for P2 here? It would very much help him in the championship, because Vincent is chasing him down. Vincent had some very good results in the last race as well. As it's white flag now, this is going to be the last lap. Oscar is going to have to make something happen here in this lap, otherwise it's not going to happen. Into turn 2 maybe, turn 1 he's not close enough. He set this car up for the exit, but I don't think he is close enough. He's going to have to try and lunge it down the inside, which he is not gonna do, but he is close. He is on the bumper of the man ahead of him. As we head now into this very tight left-hander. It's quite a fast one. Uphill. Oh, as he gets very close to the diffuser from Lasse, but I don't think he can overtake somewhere here. This is gonna be, this is gonna be difficult for him if he wants something here. He's gonna have to try it at a place where Lasse is not expecting it. Meanwhile, out ahead is Vincent. Yeah, Lasse is absolutely giving it everything. Ooh, it's so close. He's gonna try and launch it down the inside here. No, he isn't. He thinks about the better. He thinks about the championship. As Vincent now ahead of this is gonna come across the line if he rounds off the last corner successfully. He is gonna come across the line to win the first race of this evening and therefore take 10th place in the next race. Lasse is holding off Oscar for second. It's Thomas Jensen in fifth, or in fourth. Fifth is Tim. Then sixth with a very good comeback drive after a terrible start is Winston Eckel. Sven Merckx is coming through in seventh. A very good race for him. 5 places gained. Lewis holds off Dennis for 8th place. Cameron with a disappointing race, we have to say, for him. Hasn't gained any places, has lost places after the start because he had a very good start. He is going to come across the line to finish 10th. 11th is going to be Renato Matias. And Jeff Destino is gonna come across the line to take 12th place. That is the result from the last race. Do we have it? Heat 1, here it is. We have our winners. It's Vincent, 2 seconds ahead of Lasse, 2.7. Then it's Oscar Frederickson and Lasse with only 2.5 tenths between them for second and third. Fourth is Thomas Jensen for Platinum Racing Team Red, 5.8 seconds behind the winner Vincent. Tim is fifth for Colorshock Racing Team Winston. A very good comeback drive for him after a terrible start, 13.9 seconds down on Winston, on Vincent. For Platinum Racing Team Blue, again picking up some very good Constructors Championship points. It's really Marnix who has let them down. But I think that this is a very interesting result. We have Sven in 7th, as it doesn't know what it's doing. 8th is Lewis, 9th is Dennis, 8th is Cameron Haas with a disappointing race for him, 50 seconds behind the leader. 11th is Renato Matias. Jeff Destino is 12th, and 3rd without finishing is Marnix Heister. As we look now onto the grid for race 2, 30 minutes this race. It is Cameron in first position, of course, with the reversed top 10. He now has pole position ahead of Dennis for Ibach Sim Racing Team 2. Behind him is Lewis for Colorshock Racing Team. In 3rd, Sven Merckx in 4th now. 5th is Winston Eckel. Can Winston do something from 5th? The Wonder Kid from Platinum Racing Team Blue. 6th is Tim. Tim with a... yeah, what can we say? We normally expect better from Tim. 7th is Thomas Jensen for Platinum Racing Team Red. 8th is Oscar Frederickson. A very good result out for him last race. 9th is Lasse. 10th, Vincent. After a win for him in the last race, what is he going to be able to do this race around? Renato Matias is 11th. 12th, Jeff Destino. 13th is Marnix Heister. Let's look on to the front of the grid for this start, as it's Dennis Pickbrenner with the second placed car. It's Cameron who is gonna decide when they are gonna start, and it's gonna be now. It's green, 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 green for the last race this evening for the Platinum Racing Porsche Championship, and it's behind it. Lewis under attack from Dennis. He's gonna try it down the inside, but Lewis is gonna stay clear from him. No, he is on the inside. He is there, and he's gonna try it and hang it around the outside for the next corner. Behind that, it's also Winston attacking Tim. The Colors Racing Team guys could lose a few positions here in the opening lap, but it's Oscar Frederickson with an amazing start. Already 2 positions gained for him, and he slots in behind Winston. Is he going to try and do something down the inside for the next corner? No, he isn't, but someone is going to try something around the outside. It's Thomas Jensen for Platinum Racing Team Red behind him, who tries it around the outside, but he can hang it around the outside, and it's Lasse now under attack from Vincent. What can Vincent do here? He has already gained 1 position, but after a win last race, he's going to look to do exactly the same this time around to gain as much positions as he can. And as in the foreground, we have Lewis going off. That is not the start he had hoped for. Lewis, that is, yeah, what can we say? Again, not the start he hoped for. Vincent up into 8th, but it's Cameron under attack from Dennis from Eibach Racing Team, and he is now up into 2nd, and the 2 teammates collide. And that is a rule that we said it in practice. Rule 1, never hit your teammate, as he comes back onto the racing track very dangerously, and that has given Winston Eckel, the wonder kid from Platinum Racing Team Blue, the opportunity to run away with it at the front of the field. As in the background we have another spin that doesn't hit the wall, but the 2 teammates collided there. Colorshock Racing Team has had an absolutely terrible start in the 2nd race, and that is not what you want to see from teammates. They are gonna have to look what happened there, because I can imagine that in a position like that for 1st and then a dive bomb to try and gain 2nd is not something you want to, at least, yeah, you want to turn your teammate around for. But at the head of the field, it's now Winston Eckel running away with it. Behind him is Oscar Frederickson, the leader in the championship. And that is massive, because Vincent in 5th has to make up places still. So a better start for Oscar here than for Vincent. He is lacking the ability to make good starts in the reverse grid. But apart from that, Vincent is a very capable driver. As behind him now, we look on to Oscar Frederickson. He is under attack from Lasse. Thomas Jensen for Platinum Racing Team Red is in 3rd. The Platinum Racing Team boys have had an absolutely heck of a start. They have, I think all of them are positions up. As now in the background we have, I think that's Lasse under attack from Vincent. But now Lasse is going to attack Thomas ahead of him. He's going to try it down the inside. He's going to make this one stick. He's not going to run wide, and that is a position gain. But Thomas is going to cut back and try and get the better exit, which I think doesn't happen. So I think Lasse has done it. Yes, that position is now from him. Doesn't go wide in the 2nd corner of this racing track, and that is a position gain for Lasse. Now he is behind Oscar Frederickson. He's going to try and pressurize him. He's going to try and get and again gain points on Oscar. Of course, Lasse can be a bit more aggressive. Let's say it like that. To try and make something of it, but Thomas Jensen, as we have Vincent, the winner of the last race, pressurizing Thomas Jensen. Vincent in the battle for fourth here. Slipstreaming Thomas Jensen down the front straight. But it's not quite close enough. And it's Winston who is running away with it. He doesn't have quite as big as a gap as he, I think, would have liked. But behind him they are fighting, so he isn't really under threat from anyone. Oh, as we have, I think, our first retirement, sadly. I think our man Cameron Haas is, I think, out. Is he out or is he still driving? I hope he is still driving. No, he is not still driving. He is out of this race, sadly. Winston Eckel running away with it at the moment for Platinum Racing Team Blue. Again, a Platinum Racing Team Blue driver that is performing really, really well. But at the moment he doesn't have anyone from his own team behind him able to support him. And to try and fend someone off, Oscar Frederickson, the leader in the championship, is directly behind him. And Vincent is biding his time. 30 minutes of course in this race, so a very, very long way to go still. There has to be a pit stop made in this race. But I think that Vincent, and hear me out here, I think that Vincent is going to stop early. He has the pace on his own. He knows that. He knows that someone from his own team, Platinum Racing Team Blue, is out in front. So that makes him go into the pits early, and this is a total guess. Maybe he could go into the pits early and try and get out of traffic. And yeah, maybe try and do something different with the strategy. So I think Oscar Frederickson picking up off tracks like it's nothing. Here we have him under pressure, the man in P2. As behind that, Vincent is really, really pressurizing Thomas now. Those two are really going for it as Winston Eckel finally is outside of a second from Oscar Frederickson. Finally he can try and create that gap without Oscar having the slipstream down the main straight. And keeping in that toe is absolutely crucial, but it is close. It is very, very close. Maybe Oscar can pick up a distance toe and get back into the real toe. We don't know. It is going to be an interesting one. As behind that we have Vincent on the bumpers. He's going to try it down the inside and they touch. That is not good. And Vincent here, he has thrown away some very good points with that, I think. He has let Thomas Jensen go ahead of him, which fixes everything, I think. Friendship made, but again, teammates hitting each other. Although they're not really teammates, it's the sister team hitting the other car, and that makes it for not a good relationship between those two guys anymore, I think. But they fixed it already. I think they still be friends, but now it's really the one-man show ahead of this field. It's Winston Eckel now trying to make something work. But he was desperate there, Vincent, trying it down the inside. And then they sadly touched. Not something you want to see happening, definitely, but hey, it happens. Nothing you can do about it. You'll just have to live with it and make it happen again. It's only 9 seconds. And in clean air, I think Vincent has a really good chance of catching Winston up again. Winston isn't the man who is a second a lap faster than Vincent. Vincent is a very fast driver himself, but he will now have some damage, I think, which is not gonna help his lap time. Winston, though, he can pick up some very, very valuable points for the team again. Also in the championship, because the Platinum Racing Team Blue is in 4th position, only 30 points behind Velocity Online Racing, which is currently a one-man show with only Oscar Frederickson in it. Normally they are with 2, but they aren't now, and normally they are both in the top 5, so that's why they have those points wrapped up. But it's mainly Oscar Frederickson doing that on his own. But now he is losing, though, to Winston Eckel and the Platinum Racing Team Blue. But he is pressurizing Winston now. He's clear of Lasse behind him. But it's Vincent and Thomas Jensen closing in on both of these guys. In clean air, you can see that that Vincent just has that edge over everyone else. Vincent really is the faster driver of everyone in this split, I think. He had bad luck with that incident, and now he is stuck behind Thomas Jensen again. Okay, that is very interesting to know that Gavin can't make it because he's doing some real-life racing testing. Good luck to him. I hope he stays safe, as we have another battle on our hands here with Marnix Heister not being able to fend off Dennis here. He's going to try something around the outside as that gets defended. But thank you for the information, Robert. So that's why Oscar is currently a one-man show running the Velocity Racing Team. Was that I did a stroll there, didn't I? Cutting away at the moment that Marnix was going to try and do something down the inside. It could have ended badly there, so that's, I think, why he didn't do it. But Marnix is absolutely pressurizing Dennis. Oh, as they have a touch! But Dennis stays on the track. He cuts the chicane. And he's going to have to give that position. Yes, he does give that position. That is some sensible driving there by both drivers. But I don't think Dennis is going to be happy with that. Marnix touched him on the rear. But for now, it looks like they are settled down. Marnix now finally clear and finally able to hunt down Lasse ahead of him. 6 seconds he has to make up. Meanwhile, it's Vincent behind this again, caught up to the group where they were in before, but now in different places. But for me, it's sad to see that we don't have as much as attendance as we did want for this race. But it happens. The guys are still making a very good race of that, and Vincent has absolutely bottled it here. Into the tire barrier he goes, and that is, I think, his championship's hope done. It is pretty early on into this season to say that, but at the halfway point, that is not what you want to see from a man that has won the first race quite convincingly and is now into the barrier. I mean, that is some bad luck for Vincent there. But that's racing. You'll have to live with that, and you'll have to come back stronger next time. Oscar, though, is pressurizing Winston, but we know that Winston is a driver who can withstand a lot of pressure. But man, we've seen some drama this race. The first heat and the second heat now with the feature race, we have seen some drama forming. I mean, Vincent didn't have the best of luck in the last race out. And now he definitely doesn't as well, with hitting, of course, the tire barrier there. And it looks like Oscar has made a mistake there. Winston now 1.2 seconds clear of him. Marnix, though, is making up that gap of 6 seconds. And that is very good for Bladden Racing Team Blue. Behind him is Dennis, who still can keep behind him after Marnix has overtaken him. It looked like Marnix was pressurizing him by quite some margin. But it looks like he's going to try it down the inside here. No, he doesn't. Thinks the better of it. Behind that is Thomas Jensen lurking for if these drivers did something wrong, maybe touch and then go off track, and then it's Thomas Jensen's to take and to go up into 4th place, as he's gonna try it around the outside now. Dennis, is he gonna make the stick? No, he isn't. Of course, going the long way around there is not the way to go, but he has the better exit now into the chicane. Can he outbrake him here where Marnix did it to him? No, it seems like he can't. But this is very close racing from the guys. And I think as we go onto the nose cam of Dennis, we can see that Marnix now just edging away a bit. Vincent not with his best performance in the second race. He's gonna look to do one better, but Marnix, he was closing up to Lasse in front of him, but he hasn't this lap. I mean, what can you say? He is just... Marnix is very fast, but sometimes a bit inconsistent, which... yeah, is a bit sad, to be honest, because the man has the pace over one lap, definitely. But it's something to work on. He knows he has to work on it. And he is all the time. He's a better driver than me, so I can't say anything about that. It's just something that he's lacking compared to the other drivers. But for now, he is keeping consistent, which is good. But Thomas Jensen, he is pressurizing Dennis, and this is maybe a chance for Marnix to get away from these guys a little bit. Is Vincent still out on the track? No, he isn't. Vincent is not out on the track. Jeff Destino. What is he going to be able to do? Winston Eckel, he has been put under pressure for this whole event. Yeah, endurance racing is all about consistency, that is true. So it's a good place to learn it, definitely. A man who is very consistent, and it shows, is Oscar Frederick or is Winston Eckel. Positions they have gained is quite a lot, I can say. But we're now into, I think, the quiet stage of this race a bit. Thomas Jensen still very, very close behind. As we had a spinner there in the background. Was that Lewis? Yes, that was Lewis. Again, a Color Shock Racing Team car. That is spinning himself around. Yes, Winston did take that pressure like a madman, and he still is. He is not failing under pressure. A man who isn't failing under pressure as well at the moment is Marnix. He can keep both of these guys behind, and I think both of these guys are at quite a similar pace than Marnix, but at this track it is quite easy to do that. Not a lot of overtaking opportunities here for these Porsche Cup cars, because you don't have the slipstream that is working as well as it is in a downforce car. But hey, it's definitely something that has to be taken into account, as there are only 8 minutes left in this race. It has gone very, very quick. Marnix has gained 9 positions in this race, which is, I think, very, very good. Gaining 9 positions is very, very, very big. And he is now very consistent, not making any mistakes until now, though he still has 8 or 7.5 minutes to go, if it's not a little bit more with the last lap. If he can hold on for just that little bit more, as in the background we had Thomas Jensen getting very close. Lasse, he has really been on his own the last couple of laps. Not quite fast enough to stay with Oscar, and Oscar is not quite fast enough to stay with Winston. Marnix, he is holding off that pressure. 6/10 is normally the gap between both Dennis and Marnix, and it is now as well, as Marnix does make that mistake, and that is the mistake we were talking about, and that loses him 2 positions. It looks like he's going to try and make 1 position up. He is down the inside, he goes, but oh, very, very close. Marnix, how close can you be as they touch? Not what they hoped, but that's what he got back from the chicane touch Marnix gave him. Is he going to try it down the inside? We've seen 2 incidents here now, but these guys are sensible. And now we see Thomas Jensen for Platinum Racing Team Red gets ahead of both of these guys, and because they fight, he now has a lead of 1.4 seconds, and they are now going to try and get that back. Marnix did make that mistake. It's a little bit, sorry Marnix, if you watch this back, a little bit of a commentator curse. I thought I didn't have it, but I apparently do now. So I'm sorry for that. There was that tiny little mistake that he made going into the right-hander, which cost him a little bit of time. And he is, courtesy of that, now back down to 5th. But it looks like they are slowly gaining on Dennis. As again, not the best corner from him. He's gonna be again overtaken down the inside. No, he isn't. Dennis runs wide. He thought about it. And that gives Marnix some breathing space from behind. That has lost him some time as well, as now Thomas Jensen is gonna continue. Marnix as well. But Dennis is gonna come into the pits just as Tim. We're gonna look where Dennis is gonna come out, as there are no real battles going on for position at the moment. He has already made his pit stop, didn't he? Yes, he did. Back down to 7th he goes. I don't think that was a pit stop. You know what I think? Let me quickly check that. That is, I think, a drive-through. Yes, that is a drive-through for Dennis Pickbrenner. So it would be nice if we got those messages on stream as well. But now it's Winston Eckel out in front. 2 seconds the gap is. I don't think anyone is going to pit in this race. I don't think they need to. And as he comes across the line, it's 3.5 minutes to go until Winston Eckel is a Porsche Platinum Racing League race winner. And I mean, he did deserve it then, because fending off the championship leader in the day of Oscar Frederickson like he did today, or at least until now, is very, very difficult. Also a track Dongaring to pick up those off tracks very easily, and he hasn't done that. A man who did do that is Oscar Frederickson. He currently is on quite a lot of off tracks. Oh, I thought we lost him there for a second. I got my heart stopped there for a moment. Winston Eckel. Is this a night where we are gonna have 2 Dutch race winners? And 2 Platinum Racing Team Blue team race winners, which is gonna do the Platinum Racing Team Blue a lot of favors. They are gonna gain a lot of points in the championship against the Velocity. White flag for Winston Eckel. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to keep his nose clean and not make any mistakes. And then he will be the man to take the checkered flag in race 2. A lot of gaps currently. A lot of fights we can watch. So we will watch Winston Eckel, his last lap as leader of this race. Oscar Frederickson has thrown everything at him this race. He has tried his absolute best. You can trust me on that. Oscar, the championship leader, wanted to, just make that time up against, or at least make those points, gain those points on his championships contenders. But he is gonna be able to do that, but the man who is, I think, gonna be able to take the checkered flag is Winston Eckel. He now has 2 corners to go for a double Dutch victory. Double D, double Dutch. Winston Eckel is gonna round off the last corner to take victory at the Hungaroring for Platinum Racing Team Blue.
Congrats, Winston.
That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Oscar. Good battle. Thank you.
Oscar is in second, third is Lasse, fourth is Thomas Jensen, fifth is Marnix, sixth is Lewis, and 7 is still fighting for position is Lewis and Tim Beleke. But he is gonna be able to hold off. Yes, he is. Going wide there, and that is a 7th and 8th place for Dennis and Tim respectively. Sven Merckx behind that, crossing the line to take 9th position. Renato Matias is 10th, and 11th is Jeff Destino. I mean, that is an incredible race for both of Winston and Vincent, who I think one of them we got waiting here, or don't we? No, we currently don't have anyone waiting. But that is Renato Matias done. As Jeff Destino is now gonna round off the last corner to come across the line and finish off this race in 11th place. And that means that we have an official result of this race. And this is not the result I was looking for. The feature race, of course, is the one we are looking for. 3 seconds, please.
Waiting room, excuse me.
3 seconds clear of P2. Here we have him. Winston, welcome.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Winston, an amazing drive in the reversed grid race, in the feature race, holding off that pressure from Oscar for the whole race. Yeah, for us it looked like you weren't even trying.
Weren't even trying. I can tell you it was quite hard. For just stay in P1 and look at Oscar's pace, and then trying to matching the gap for the whole race. It's quite difficult. But at one moment, the tires are starting to drop and after that I had like a small margin over, so I could just hold on the steady race pace. And after that, Oscar was not closing. So yeah, after that it looked quite easy, and it was quite easy as well. So, but yeah, a lot different than the first race. So.
Definitely. First race for you was, I think, a bit of a comeback drive after a difficult start. Tell us what happened at the start in the first race, since you dropped
at the first race,
quite far down.
Yeah, true. In the first race, I had a quite decent qualifying. It was not that bad, not that good, and I had like a decent start. And then in the chicane, I went too wide with Louis, and then we collided a little bit, and then I spun around and I got some damage. But after that, indeed, it was a good recovery drive. So I had fun. I really like the car, really like the track as well. So it's really fun to drive the Porsche Cup here at Platinum Racing League. So definitely. I really enjoy it, and I can't wait for the next 2 weeks for the next race in Zandvoort. So
definitely your home track.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. I'm gonna thank you to make it a double Dutch victory today. Thank you for the interview,
yes.
And yeah, have fun out there next week on your home race.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Another man who won a race this evening is Vincent. Vincent is here now. Vincent, welcome.
Hello.
Vincent, a disappointing second race there for you. You had some bad luck colliding with Thomas Jensen, and then after that, you had a moment in the first corner. Tell us what exactly happened there.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shit show. Yeah, I was just driving like shit. I missed my braking point in turn one, and I overshot it. Then I just went straight on it, trying not to hit Thomas in front of me because I hit him already two laps before that, which both occasions all on me. In the turn two, I braked at the same point as I normally did, but I didn't turn the car to the apex, and I locked up. So I went straight on, and I hit him on the rear. So that was very unfortunate. You don't want to see those things happen, of course.
Yes,
But uh, race one and quali, I was very satisfied with. So
definitely.
that's
You can take some good positives from that. You definitely had the pace, even though after the incident when you turned Thomas around, even then you both were catching Winston and Oscar. So you definitely had the
yeah.
pace.
He had a very good pace, and it's quite difficult here to make a clean overtake because he was always very fast on the exit in the last turn. And he also had slipstream from the car in front. So it was really difficult to gain that overspeed to make a move. I tried different lines, but I couldn't get past him. So well done to him, and I'm sorry that I hit him.
Yeah, well, let's finish off with some positives. A double Dutch victory today. Next time out at Zandvoort, your home track. Yeah, what are you looking forward to at Zandvoort?
Zandvoort isn't my strongest track. I don't find it that enjoyable to drive, so I never really drive it. So it's gonna be an interesting one, but I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to coming back stronger there.
definitely. You had a good first race. Sadly, some bad luck in the second one. Thank you for the interview and good luck out there next week at your home track.
Yes, thank you. Bye bye.
Well, I think someone who will be happy with, I think, a third place finish and a second place finish is Oscar. Welcome, Oscar.
Hello, thank you. Good to have you back.
Oscar, yeah, thank you first of all. You had two, I think, from your point, really good races. Not first, but I mean, damage limitation, keeping
Yeah,
the championship.
yep, definitely damage limitation. I've been really stressing with schoolwork, so I haven't had much time to practice. So to get a third place and a second place, I mean, I'm happy with. I felt like I could have maybe gotten Winston with the right timing in the last race, because I was really close. But as soon as I lost the draft, he was just putting away. There was no way. Like the only way I would have gotten him was if I could stay with that gap, keep the pressure on in the slipstream, and maybe force him into a mistake. But he drove a great race, and in the first race I was closing to Lasse on the when I had the when the tires went off. I was feeling really comfortable after the tires hit the cliff, but there's no way to pass easily on this track, and he defended really well and made no mistakes.
Yeah,
So
definitely. It
damage
it is a
limitation,
difficult
yeah,
track, yeah.
yeah. So overall, I'm happy with my points.
Yeah, definitely. Not a lot of people have gained on you, yeah, tonight. But the constructors championship, is that also something you are looking at? Because I got through that your teammate was doing some real life testing.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, so you were kind of a one-man army. I think you did lose some points in the constructor championship, but you definitely minimized the damage you guys took. So yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't here last week either, and we're only two drivers, and you can have three drivers. I think to all get points.
Yes.
Um,
Even four.
even four, okay, yeah. But I'm definitely still looking at the teams championship. Maybe we can try and get some more drivers in. I don't know.
Well,
I'll do my best to get some points for that as well.
Yeah, next week is Zandvoort. All the Dutchies will be looking forward to that to take a victory there. Are you going to deny them from that? Is the question.
Depends. I'm not even sure I will be there. I'm going home to my parents for Christmas and over New Year's. I might be back for it, probably not. We'll see. So that might be my drop week. But if I'm back, then yeah, definitely I love that track.
Yeah. Yeah, you could also just be honest and say that you're scared of all the Dutchies there.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Well, Oscar, mate, you had 2 incredible races. Thank you for the interview, man. And if you're there, good luck out there in the next race.
Thank you.
And someone who I think won't be as happy with the second race as he was with the first race is Cameron. Welcome.
Hello.
You had one, I think, very unlucky result there in the second race, and I think one result where, yeah, I think you weren't as happy with that yourself as you could have been. First race, tell us what went on there. You had a good start, and then you kind of dropped back.
Yeah, I was lacking on practice and pace throughout the whole race, throughout the whole evening. That's the word. And I just couldn't keep hold of them. I tried my best. I had a spin. I had a little bit of damage from a tag that I had with the car right at the start. And yeah, it just didn't go well. I was hoping that I could gain some time back on mistakes that other people made, but it was just unfortunate, and I couldn't really do much about it.
Yeah, it's some bad luck out there. I think all the Color Shock Racing team guys haven't had their best race in the second race, at least. First race was quite a successful, I think, one for the Color Shock Racing team. But yeah, I mean, a lot of things happening, and we had something happen in the beginning of the second race there with teammates hitting each other. Is that already spoken about, or?
We haven't said much to each other since the incident, but it was just a lack of communication between all the drivers, and Tim is currently fighting for the drivers' championship. So I wanted to let him through, and I said, "Tim, go through. Tim, go through." And Tim thought I was letting him around the outside because I was defending on the inside, and it just got all into a big kerfuffle. He tapped me, I went round, and the rest is history. And then when I'm coming back on track, I spun, and I whacked the wall. So that's why I DNF'd in that race.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great to hear, man. Some bad luck out there. But yeah, hopefully next time out at Zandvoort, where all the Dutchies are gonna try and eat you, you will have better luck.
Let's hope so, because tonight wasn't one of my best performances.
That definitely is something you can bounce back from. So I know you normally have the pace. So yeah, good luck out there in the next race, and thank you for the interview. Well, I mean, now we have someone else in here, which I think will be very happy with his result in the second race. First race wasn't quite the result for him he had hoped of. A spin, and I don't know if he hit the wall. That was quite unclear for us, but first race was a retirement for him. It's Marnix. Marnix, welcome.
Good evening.
You had a moment in the first race. Did you hit the wall is my first question.
Going into turn 3, I got punted in the back by Cameron, and I think that destroyed my rear, and then I spun at the third straight, coming up on the third straight,
Yes.
and I was really done with it because there was something wrong with the settings. My apologies to those in the server and for the Porsche Cup. The attendance hasn't been that high though. Although I'll be PMing everyone in the Porsche Cup to increase that attendance. But yeah, the second race went way better for me. Had a good start from P13. Had some freebies on the way, and we had some good strategy to. I let Dennis was behind me, I believe.
Yes.
And I went a bit wide, and he followed me. So I could let Thomas by, so it was a good strategy in the corner, letting Thomas by because I couldn't keep that pace up.
Yeah. We were talking about it, and I thought that I had a bit of a commentator curse there on the stream because, yeah, I said that you were holding on you were holding up to the pressure very well, and then all of a sudden you did go wide at the right-hander there, and yeah, you
Yeah,
made
I
that
saw
mistake
that,
yeah, you made that mistake that they were both looking for, but I didn't know that that was kind of a team strategy.
It was. I shouted to Thomas, "Go for it! Go for it! To go for the inside," and then the inside was inside work was clear for Thomas, and the outside. Luckily, Dennis went with me, wide, and he followed me. So that was a good strategy for ours.
Well, definitely. What are you looking forward to next time out? Your home track, a track you've been to in real life as well. It's Zandvoort. What are you looking forward to there?
Racing there, just racing on Zandvoort, pure racing, door to door, and let's get the attendance higher than the last 2 weeks.
That would be very, very nice. Marnix, the founder of PRL, thank you for the interview, and yeah, good luck out there next week or
Thanks.
next time out.
Cheers.
Well, that was a very, very interesting race. Let's look at the result of Heat 1 one more time. It was Vincent who won the first heat, Lasse in the second, third is Oscar. That was the top three from Heat 1. Then it was in the feature race, Winston Eckel, again a Platinum Racing Team blue car, winning. Oscar again second, and then Lasse in third, so they switched roles there. But for now, it's thank you to all of you that have watched this race. Thank you to all of you that are watching this back, and from me, from all the PRL members and from all the PRL drivers, from all the Porsche Cup drivers, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I mean, have a nice Christmas, because we're not going to see us until then. And yeah, I wish you all the best. Stay safe.